Good evening, everyone. My name is Carol Reddish. I'm the Deputy MD for IKEA here in the UK and for Ireland. Tonight, together with our expert panel, we will explore the role of the kitchen of 2040 and how it will be designed to meet the demands of ever-evolving lifestyles and an ever-changing world.
I'd like the panel here to introduce themselves so that you know who is talking and whose opinions are being shared this evening. I'm going to start with you, Jerry.
Hey, good evening. My name is Jerry and I'm a range strategist for kitchen from IKEA in Sweden.
Hello, I'm Donna Dawson. I'm a psychologist and tonight I'm here to represent and talk about social trends.
My name is Oliver Heath. I'm an eco-architectural designer, writer and broadcaster, and I specialise in sustainable homes.
My name is Martin Raymond. I'm from the Future Laboratory, also from Ireland. So I've been asked to represent both the Republic and the United Kingdom here tonight.
I'm Jasmine Birtles. I run moneymagpie.com and I'm a sort of general financial pundit.
I'm David Fisher, Design Director with Seymour Powell, and we design products.
I'm Naomi Cleaver. I'm an interior designer, writer and TV presenter specialising in homes.
My name's Charlie Luxton. I'm an architectural designer specialising in sustainability, energy, and I make TV.
Essentially, the kitchen is viewed as the heart of the home. It's a space for cooking, eating, relaxing, and multifunctional living increasingly. We've got 5 trends that we'd love to talk through. The first one is called hyper-sobriety. And this is really about a gradual and quite sustained move towards conscious rather than conspicuous consumption. So sustainable living will be spurred by the sobriety of adapting to all of these changes. So do we think that hyper-sobriety is here to stay? Do we think that people will engage with this concept?
Yeah, I definitely do. In fact, the idea of hyper-sobriety chimes in with my sense of what I consider to be the new Puritanism. I've noticed, certainly since the beginning of the credit crunch, I mean, I'm sure we've all noticed, that suddenly thrift is the new bling.
This leads us on to our next trend, which we call energy revolution. And this is about encouraging sustainable energy generation and efficiency to make energy consumption more tangible consumers.
The housing sector at the moment is responsible for about 25% of all CO2 produced in this country. That has to reduce by 90% by 2050. We're legally committed to do that. So that's just not the fancy new builds which are going up, the million or so new houses that will be built by then. It's all the existing. It's your house at home.
How, with IKEA being, mass customised business, how do you allow for that kind of, I suppose, individual footprint to be created within what essentially is a kind of mass-produced items?
I mean, the first part is adjusting the function to what you really need and how you live. And then absolutely, the second part should be some sort of creativity on individual expression and maybe with concern over the longevity of a product.
I think one of the dangers with the democratisation of design is that something that's as complicated as a kitchen, there are an awful lot of decisions that need to be made. And one of the problems with the internet always-on culture is that we think we've become potential experts in everything. But actually what we still need and love is experts to go and help us edit those decisions, to help us work out what we are if we're going to be a kitchen, how we blend the form and the function of things together.
I mean, when I'm working for clients and you're designing their houses, increasingly the kitchens come and go, and you're making changes that you're hoping are going to be there 40, 50 years, like insulation, moving a wall, changing things. And then you come to the kitchen. I think at a time, the kitchen was so crucial to that, refurbishment project. Now, money's, they don't have a lot of money. You often say, OK, we'll leave that. You can go to IKEA and you can make it yourself.
I think you're right. I think more than ever, what we need to be doing is blending form and function to create sustainable homes. The functionality is, of course, essential. And then you could possibly say, well, how can we dare talk about aesthetics when we're talking about sustainability? Because, of course, we should be saving resources, saving the planet, saving polar bears. But without aesthetics, without an emotional response to design, we're never going to want to choose a better way of living. And that's why form and function are absolutely critical at this time, more than ever.
I'm Amy from Ideal Home. I just want to know what's going to be in each of the panels' kitchen of the future.
Well, I've just spent the last 7 months doing an eco-refurb in my own house. I've been thinking very carefully about what I want for my future kitchen for the next 10 years. So we've installed a heat recovery system that takes heat out from the steaming kettle or out from the oven and recirculates that into the living space of the house. We've got a foot pedal that operates the tap. Crushed recycled glass work.
Reclaim materials.
Lots of natural materials,
Okay.
but also bristling with sort of high tech that makes it very efficient.
Martin, dare we ask?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, as Oliver was talking about this earlier, that I think he's doing the right thing, and I think a lot of us are trying to do the best thing, and it is about money, and it is about, I think, resources and that. And one of the things I've started noticing is that I buy more and more vegetables, and they kind of go off before you have time to eat them. So somebody said, why don't you just buy a ripening cabinet, which is basically just boxes that you put pre-ripened vegetables into next to your window, and you leave them and you just let them ripen. And I just think it's simple things like that that will become the things that will appeal to the consumer. It's both imaginative, it's practical, it contains things that you see, so you're actually close to what you're doing in terms of eating.
I hope that through the discussion and the perspectives that have been shared this evening, it's given you something to think about, to go away with. Think about it when you go into your kitchen at home.
When I read the report, what I found really exciting about it, and probably most persuasive, is this idea of being much more careful about resources. But I also found very persuasive the sort of almost back to the land ideas, like growing your own food in the kitchen. In fact, I've just designed a kitchen for someone with a greenhouse in the kitchen.
When we looked at the kitchen of the future in terms of its visual impact, one of the most striking kitchens was what we call the living kitchen. The kitchen which looked like everybody's dream kitchen, with plants, with recycling bins, with vegetables, with growing boxes, with flowers, with things that I think most people associate with the past.
Having been given a load of practical tips, it's just kind of sparked me on my own journey, and it's actually made me feel that I could get in control of my own kitchen right now.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I was particularly interested in what Oliver Heath was saying about, growing your own in the kitchen and growing herbs in the kitchen. And I think he mentioned some report that's coming out about that, which I'm going to definitely look into.
Quite a privilege to sit and listen to so many people who are experienced and experts in their fields and have a lot of interesting things to say. Yes, of course. Could not enjoy it, I don't think.